Okay. Just setting up, guys. We are just setting up. I think we are good to go. I think we're good. I hope so. All right. Now we wait for people to show up. Now we give people a minute to show up. Actually, while we're waiting for people, let me make sure I have all my gym stuff ready. So I need this. I need this. I need chat. How you doing, Dot? How you doing, Panda? How you doing, Leif and Dutch? Everybody? Okay, people are here. All right, I can take care of this later. People are here. Here we go. Fantastic. That didn't take long. All right, so what's going on? So today's live stream theme or topic of conversation is choosing your isekai. So if you were to get isekai'd to any world of your choice, be it anime, TV shows, cartoons, take your pick. Where are you going? Do you use Crunchyroll? No, I don't use Crunchyroll at all. My roommate has it though. You just started Bleach as a peak. I think it's pretty good. I get remember real quick. You're gonna get a membership? Cool, awesome. I appreciate it. Isekai, yes, Isekai to AOT. Our first Isekai of the day. Yeah, let's go to AOT. I guess you really, I don't know. Why would you do that to yourself? Why don't I use Crunchyroll? Is it a waste? I would say yes. In my personal opinion, Crunchyroll is a waste. They keep raising the cost of memberships. They keep taking a bunch of series off. They use AI subtitles. They don't really have a lot of shows on there anymore. And I just prefer to, watch stuff for free, personally. Crunchyroll has iffy subtitles. Yes, I agree completely. Wait, what do I use to watch instead? I use other platforms that don't require a annual membership. They are all listed on my Discord server because I'm not supposed to talk about them on a. AnyWatch is another one. Crunchy is the worst waste of money there is. I feel like there's probably worse things, but like my roommate has it. So when my roommate gets home from work, we sometimes put on Crunchyroll or Netflix or whatever, and we just watch something there. But when he's not here and I just want to watch something by myself, I use whatever. I just like Crunchyroll for the convenience. I mean that's fine. We have Crunchyroll set up on the TV. How did I think of my name? Quite easy. I'm a gym guy who likes anime. Mighty Otaku. I do strength training and watch anime. I wish there was a site where it has all anime. Unfortunately, there isn't a site that I've ever heard of that has every single thing. Yeah, first rule of Free Anime Club: don't talk about Free Anime Club. True, very, 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 very true. I want to get Isekai to Twilight Town. So I'm familiar with the Twilight series, but where's Twilight Town? I want to watch another big three after One Piece. Oh, another of the big three. Okay, then after One Piece, Naruto, I guess. Naruto's pretty good. Thoughts on Sentenced to Be a Hero? It's pretty good. One of the better series that's out right now. But guys, where would you want to get isekai'd to? You have free choice. Doesn't have to be anime. You could choose a comic. You could choose a manga that doesn't have an anime. Choose wherever you want, but you might have to tell me about a bit about the place if I don't know it. Kingdom Hearts. I'm not an expert on Kingdom Hearts. I've seen bits and pieces here and there, so not all too knowledgeable on that. World. Okay, CJ. I'm just saying, if you go to that anime, you're not gonna be the MC. Eminence of Shadow. You're going to Eminence of Shadow? I mean, okay. I think there's better choices, but all right. Isekai into Soul Eater, a world where death is accepted. I mean, yeah, Death is actually a chill guy. I want to get Isekai to Freeren? Okay, you know what? I get it. It's cozy. You still have some limitation, even post-war, you still have some limitations on where you can go. Which town, if you know. Whatever anime I can become a vampire in, I mean, the thing is, being a vampire, depending on the series, may not always be a good choice, right? Some situations may not be a very happy one. Wait in an isekai as the MC, or here's the thing: if you get isekai'd into a world, you're not necessarily like what you do with that is up to you. You don't become the MC. You are still you. You just gain any benefit that comes along with being in that world. So if you go into the Naruto verse, you're not Naruto, but you are able to use chakra like any other human being in that timeline or in that story. You get isekai into Persona as long as you're not plot important. It's just Japan. Okay, I know the Persona series. I don't know anything about the Persona series, so you're just like casually chilling in Japan. Got it. Put me in the John Brown Isekai web series. I have no idea what that is, but you got it. Konosuba basic power system and most classes seem viable. I never really got into Konosuba, but hey, you know it makes sense to me. Easy to figure things out. Reincarnate is Tempest. Oh, you're gonna go to Tempest. Valid pick. I actually have it up on the green screen, so perfectly valid. I get Isekai into Persona. How you doing, Real Heart? If I go to Naruto, do I get Kurama or no? You are just some ninja. But like some random ninja, you can train and become a much better ninja. But you are not Naruto. You are not Naruto. You're going to Black Clover? Oh, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like the safest place. Then again, if you just want to be a wizard, I guess that's cool. You want to get isekai into Red Dead 2. Okay, you know what? Okay, I can actually get the vibe. I could get the vibe. I guess the Mass Effect world so the Mass Effect world pre-conflict. How are you? The thing is, that could get kind of complicated. So are you gonna go to like before the Reapers existed? Are you going like back thousands and thousands, like hundreds of millions of years to before the Reapers? I think then a chill anime, no Naruto or Black Clover. I don't need war. So like, I think you could get a good mix of both. Like someone said, Tempest from Reincarnated as a Slime, because Tempest most of the time is a pretty chill place to live, even though it is a battle shonen. So like, I think you could find some middle ground, if not an entirely chill, like, peaceful place. What house in a Game of Thrones do I claim? None, because I dropped Game of Thrones. I don't know about the houses. I didn't get very far into the series. Do I note this? The safest option would be a normal romance? Probably. I mean, some slice of life romance in just like a normal city, normal town, a high school, or something like that. Yeah, it'd be pretty chill. You take a full dive of VR anime. So like Shangri-La Frontier, SAO. Are you choosing SAO? Because I'd be concerned if you chose SAO. Isekai to again, why Vinland Saga? Because it's a beautiful series, but is that really a world that you want to live in? Like, I guess it depends where you go. Okay. Oh, so you don't want SAO? Are you sure? You don't want to enter a death game? What are you talking about? Where you get to choose, you could choose any world to get isekai into. Any anime, cartoon, manga, comic, whatever you want. Where are you going? Vinland Saga is just the world of a few hundred years ago. Yeah, but yes, I mean, kind of, sort of. Not the safest place, though. From what we've seen, there's not a lot of safe places. Dragon Ball Z would be neat. Dragon Ball Z. Okay, they have neat technology, yes. Although death, yeah, you're gonna be dying. If you're in the Dragon Ball Z universe, you're gonna die. Unless you're Mr. Satan. Isekai is transported to another world. So Digimon, Slime, SAO, Any series where you're or ReZero, where you're transported from one world to another. Dandadan is mostly safe. Dandadan is mostly safe. I mean, I guess but there's aliens, there's ghosts and stuff. I don't know how safe Dandadan is. I don't think so. Mushoku Tensei, I mean, I dropped Mushoku Tensei, but I've seen enough to know that it's probably not the safest place. Eminence of Shadow, yes, I've seen Eminence of Shadow, didn't like it. I don't get the appeal. The world seems kind of okay at best. Isekai into food. I knew someone was going to say Food Wars. I knew somebody was going to say Food Wars because it's like, you're either going to be in some normal town or you're going to be like, what, at some. Are you like a cooking student or something? Because, like, Food Wars is mostly at a school. And if you're not in the school, you're just like a regular person somewhere. Are you mighty because you're an otaku or an otaku because you're mighty? They're actually completely separate matters. I like the gym and I like anime. They're not overlapping. I was wearing headphones. I didn't control your volume. I'm not screaming. I'm actually talking at normal, like, just slightly above conversation volume. So your volume is too high. I'm sorry. Yu-Gi-Oh would be epic. So the thing is, Yu-Gi-Oh, there's always these constant, like, near apocalyptic situations. You had Merrick, you had the Seal of Orichalcos, you had all these things. Yeah, like, if you're just gonna be like, I don't know, even Pegasus's tournament, you can lose your soul or something. So, like, is that really the safest? I just started watching Original Sin. Very nice. I haven't seen it myself. Yes, you're going to isekai into Berserk. Yes, of course. Berserk. Someone's got a death wish. I'll choose Fate Stay Night. Why if I summon someone? Okay. So here's the thing. If you get isekai'd into a verse, you are you. If the average person in that verse has powers or has magic or chakra or whatever, then you can learn those skills. But you are not the MC. There is no guarantee you will be able to summon something just because you enter Fate. I pick High School DxD. You could become a mage though, I suppose. DxD, nah, I'm passing. Not doing it. Black Lagoon for you. Black Lagoon. Here's the thing. Just because you go to Black Lagoon does not mean Revi's paying any attention to you whatsoever. And Made in Abyss. Why? Isn't that like a really dark series? Like, I haven't caught up yet. But why? Log Horizon. Here's the thing. Log Horizon is definitely. Well, Log Horizon's also kind of mixed opinions. Fantastic anime. Beautiful town, like Akihabara. Think of the town as Akihabara. I'm not sure you'd want to live in that verse. Like, would you? Would you really? There's a lot of difficult things going on there. Isekai into Pokemon. Pokemon kind of makes sense. There you have some occasional apocalypse situations, but usually it's pretty chill. Promised Neverland, I haven't seen it. I'll be one of the kids at the church. There's no guarantee where you're going to end up, though. So you might not be working at the church. You might not be in the church. You might be somewhere else. Overlord, and I pray I be one of the. Here's the thing. If you isekai, you don't become someone else. You are you. So unless you apply for a job, like, here's the thing. We did see spoilers for season 1 or 2 of Overlord. I forgot which season it was, when Sebas convinced Ainz to hire one of the girls as a maid. You could get a job as a maid, maybe, possibly. Chain Soldier's crazy work. I haven't seen Chain Soldier yet, so I don't know how crazy that is yet. No, I'm cooked. Yeah, you're probably cooked. JJK, because all of the strong stuff in Japan, so you can just fly out since it's modern and everyone has CE. I mean, what if you get isekai'd into Japan during the Culling Games? Good luck, buddy. Konosuba or another isekai where you get something off, okay, so pretty much a world where you gain the ability to learn some sort of powers. Fair enough. You might not be safe, though. The Pokemon world could be relatively safe. It could, yes. Other people are picking Pokemon as well. And I understand why. It is generally safe. You have occasional, doomsday events, not too many. Honestly, maybe Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter could be really good, but at the same time, it could also be really dangerous, depending on where you're at, what you do. I mean, I get it. Full Metal World is kind of like real life, just more mad science and war crime. Just more mad science and war crimes. Well, the thing is, uh, Full Metal Alchemist. You could have meant Full Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Panic. I assume you mean Full Metal Alchemist. Uh, I mean, there's genocide, there's a lot of war, there's a lot of complication. Also, it depends where in the world you go. It's a big place. The world of FMA is a pretty big place. There's multiple countries. You don't have to necessarily pick where the main story takes place. Freaky, oh nah, Baki. I mean, you're not gonna turn into Baki, by the way. You could go into the Baki verse, but you're just gonna be like fodder. Like there are gonna be some bodybuilders fighting in the street, and someone's gonna like crash into you, and you're gonna die. Yeah, I'm not going to Baki. That's a hard pass for me. Hard pass. Mushoku Tensei could be good if you start as a baby and don't announce yourself to. Well, here's the thing. Just because you isekai as a baby, there's no guarantee on what's going to happen to you, man. You could still. There's no guarantee of your safety. Full Metal Panic. I don't think Full Metal Panic is the safest option either, but like, hey, if that's your choice, that's your choice. Other people have picked Hunter x Hunter as well, and I do think it's good, but you might die. And if you're okay with that, you might die brutally. You might be eaten by an ant. You might be sold into slavery. You might be hunted for your eyes or something. Assassination Classroom. So here's the thing. You might be a kid being trained to kill people. You might be a teacher. You might just be some random person who might die because they didn't kill the Koro Sensei in time. I want to get Isekai to Danmachi. Danmachi? I mean, there's some stuff that happens in there. I wouldn't want to go through that. I mean, during the there's a lot of slice of life episodes in Danmachi, which seem cozy. There's some stuff that happens to everybody I don't really want to do. Have I ever played Persona? No, I have not. You're getting isekai'd into a romance anime verse, that just makes sense. You're safe. Like, just pick My Love Story or like some high school. Pick Blue Box or Angel Next Door. Just some cozy series, and you're probably safe. One Piece specifically in line for Baratie. You could, you know what? If you're just some person in the One Piece verse, there's nothing stopping you from going to the Baratie. Go for it. You could even apply for a job if you want to. Isekai into MHA. I mean, yeah, when? Because like MHA has a lot of like. Are you going into when quirks first appeared and it was a time of chaos and turmoil? Are you isekaiing in during, like, the war? Like, during the final war? And also, where are you? Are you in America? Are you in Japan? I would want to be isekai'd into Black Clover to be besties. Here's the thing. You could isekai into Black Clover, but what if you end up in, like, not the Clover Kingdom? What if you end up in the Spade Kingdom? Digimon would be... Digimon would be safe. So if you think Digimon would be safe, I gotta ask, what Digimon are you watching? Because are you talking like in the digital world? No. Are you talking like in some regular city? I'd also say no. Devil May Cry 2000. Devil May Cry. Okay. There's no guarantee you're getting saved. Digimon Adventure, so the 1998 version. Thank you, KT, for the TikTok signs. I appreciate that. Thank you. Digimon's not safe, man. Digimon's not safe. School. Why would you isekai into School Days? That's just like, either you're some regular high school student, some random person in the city just going about your life. But like, yeah, school days is not somewhere I want to go. Definitely not. Uh, a lot of people have picked Pokemon, which is valid enough. You can be a Pokemon trainer. You could have some job involving Pokemon. Just survive the occasional apocalypse. At least we can all agree no one is isekaiing into AOT. Actually, the first comment of the stream was AOT. The first comment of the stream was AOT. So somebody is. Do I think Black Clover is Naruto's copy? No. Hi there from Russian Watchers. How you doing, Krius? Isekai is transported willingly or unwillingly to another world. One Piece, because Oda will draw a band-aid on me if I ever get slimed. So band-aids don't solve everything. If you've seen One Piece, quite a few people die. I forgot what Isekai meant. Well, I just go, there you go, transport to another world. Hi there from Russia. I've go into the Avatar world. So are you going like during the invasion of the Fire Nation? Are you when are you popping in there? Because that could be pretty bad. Like if you're, I mean, maybe you don't get a say. Maybe you don't get a say even when you go in. Maybe you're going to be a Fire Nation guy. Maybe you're going to be maybe you're going to be an air nomad that gets hunted. We agree no one's going to Demon Slayer. I mean, why would you? Then again, someone chose AOT. If someone chose AOT, someone's choosing Demon Slayer. Yes, I've seen AOT. Horimiya, perfectly valid. Just a safe, simple, slice of life romance. Why is the light so bright? There's nothing I can do about the light. It's not like it's a ceiling light. I can't angle it. I can't turn it. I can't even like adjust the brightness. That's just the default setting. Overlord, Made in Abyss, or Dot Hack. Why are you picking any of those, you psychopath? You're going to Conan? No. I mean, okay, so if you're going into Conan, I don't know, like, why? Are you just going to be a victim of the next murder mystery? You're still not safe from demons at Demon Slayer. Yeah, of course. I mean, even if you have a sword, it doesn't matter if you can wield a sword. If you're in Demon Slayer, you're not safe. JJK is still safe, even in culling games, because only people who made a Kenjaku pact are forced to join. Look, man, I'm just saying, I'm not going to JJK. I'm not risking just going about my day. I can't go to the metro and be like turned into soup. I'm not risking going to the metro and getting turned into soup or burned to a crisp or hit by a train or whatever. I don't have to. Okay, Meruem, Killua, and Leorio. There you go. Boom. Nailed it. One Piece to chill with Luffy. There's no guarantee you're gonna get to see Luffy. Like, what if you're in some random island, completely out of his way? Like, you could set out to say, you could be like a Bartolomeo type of guy who just like, I love the Straw Hats. I want to go meet the Straw Hats and go about your, set out to sea. You might die. You can try though. I would go to Demon Slayer universe if I can have a gun. There's characters in Demon Slayer with a gun. Probably not going to save you though. Did someone say they are going to Conan? Yes, they did. Then you go on an adventure to find Luffy. I mean, good luck. You could very easily die. You might get lost at sea. You might get eaten by a sea king. You might get murdered randomly or sold into slavery or whatever. Who knows? It's the grand line. Why do I not like Kurapika? You asked me to pick my top 3 characters. You did not say pick characters I don't like. So you're kind of changing what. When did I say I don't like Kurapika? At any point. I'm not going to the era of piracy. Are y'all slow? The era of so like here's the thing. So that means you're going back in time to before Joy Boy, because like I mean or before Gold Roger, because the great era of pirates started after Roger. The first pirate was Joy Boy. So like when are you going in exactly? Go to Sword Art Online. You're not going to Sword Art Online. You're gonna die. You're not making it. Isekai into Clan. Okay, Clanad. Will give you depression. No, it won't, because you can go to the Clanad world and not be the MC. So you're okay. You can just live a normal life in Clannad, be perfectly fine. Tensura, yeah, you can go to Tempest if you want to. You might still die though, because Tempest did get attacked. I'm new to anime. Do I have a good anime to watch? Well, someone just mentioned slime. You could go with that time I got reincarnated as a slime. I guarantee you it's pretty good. Then don't let the name deter you. The Yu-Gi-Oh! World would be fun to solve all your problems with card games. Here's the thing, though. You go into the Yu-Gi-Oh! World, you're going to have to deal with multiple world-level threats. So I hope you're good at those card games. Imagine being isekai'd into JoJo's? It's not going to be my top choice. It's not going to be my top choice. There's worse, though. I've heard, yeah, DxD, no. DxD's on, no. See, Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail is cool. You can go join a guild if you want to. Go learn some magic. The thing is, are you willing to deal with, the invasion arc? Are you willing to deal with, like, dragons possibly flying around, destroying everything? Or, like, you can learn magic. So there's that. You got to know what type of shows, movies I like to recommend. Got to know what type of anime movies you like to recommend. Anime. Here's the thing. If you're saying that you need to know what the person likes to recommend something, I technically agree. But here's the thing. I am currently doing a live stream. And when I first started doing live streams, when I first started doing this, we would get like 100, 200 people in here talking actively. There's no way to take the time to know every single person and be like, what did they like? I tried, couldn't do it. So sometimes you just got to pull something off the cuff and hope for the best, unless they give you some context. There's just no way. Recreators, I haven't seen Recreators. And solo leveling, why would you do that? Why are you doing solo leveling? Because, like, you might not be a hunter. You might be some random guy who's just like, yeah, I never awakened as a hunter, and now monsters pop up and try and kill you. Or maybe you are a hunter. Maybe you have decent skills. Then you're sent into gates and, have to fight monsters and stuff. If I had to pick a career, would you be an esper or a cleaner from Gachakuda? An esper or a cleaner? Maybe esper, maybe? Yeah. Could do either or. Probably an esper, I think. Have I ever read the entire light novel? No, I have not read Slime. I've only watched it. I don't read fiction anymore. What the hell do I watch after AOT? I feel empty inside. People keep saying this. I don't understand it. This is a concept I will never understand. You finish a series and you feel like I don't get it. There's a million other good shows out there. There's literally countless incredible series out there. When one ends, there's just so much more to watch. You never run out. Anything medieval could give you an advantage or not, depends on your historical knowledge. So here's the thing. Most historical anime or like ancient anime or whatever timeline you want are not going to be perfectly accurate. There's going to be a bunch of random stuff going on. It just might be based in certain time periods. So that doesn't really necessarily mean anything unless it's a very historically accurate anime, which I haven't seen much of. Have I seen Golden Time? Indeed, I have. I've watched all... Okay, so, Tillino, if you think you've seen all good anime, you're probably... That tells me you're either, like, ignorant. That could mean a few different things. Either you're only watching mainstream battle shonen, so you've seen Demon Slayer and JJK, Hero Academia, Black Clover, and that's all you're watching. Okay, so you've seen over 500 series. I have seen close to 1,000 now, so it's close to double what you've seen, and I have not even begun to make a dent in my watch list. My watch list still has hundreds of series left, and that's just like stuff that I've been keeping track of that I haven't gotten to yet. So, you got more work to do. Would I rather be an armor titan or Aaron's titan? I mean, either way, I'm dead in 10 years. I just think the armor titan is cooler. Uh, I guess armor titan, but both suck. Black Clover. I mean, Black Clover's cool. You can learn magic and stuff, but there's no guarantee you'll get a grimoire. There is no guarantee you'll get a grimoire or have good magic or anything. You might get something lousy. Uh, your face kind of looks weird, or just not your face looks weird. Not to be rude, so like here's the thing: you come to somebody's chat and you're like, "There's something wrong with your face." Just don't say anything. Like, just don't be rude. Like, I don't care. Like, I personally don't care, but like, what is that contributing to chat? You're just a rude person. Which D&D class do I usually play? Everything. I've played healer, I've played tank, I've played ranger, I've played bard. I can do virtually anything well, though I am best at pure support or ranger or tank. Like tank is like, I guess because people like me to tank. Uh, Avatar World as the Fire Lord, you're not going to be the Fire Lord. You don't get to choose who you are. You're just isekai to that world. You look beautiful, thank you. How can I find new animes then? Well, here's the thing. You are currently in a chat with 50 people. I have 2 chats going, so around 50 people. You could simply just say what you're looking for, like give a general description of what you enjoy, and we'll spit something out. Otherwise, I could pick something random. I could literally just shoot my shot and see if you've seen it or not. Like Maji, Tower of God, Parasite. I could just do that. Or you could, be more precise in what you're looking for. I remember I used to watch anime on Facebook. Watching anime on Facebook? Are you talking about like music videos or something? Because I don't think you could watch anime series on Facebook. I don't know how that's a thing. I'm doing a warrior multiclass into a mage. I mean, but like, what are you talking about? Like Dungeons and Dragons, or are you talking some sort of spin-off? Because usually when you say mage, do you mean cleric? Do you mean bard? Do you mean wizard? Do you mean warlock? Like, what do you mean? What do I think about Mushoku Tensei? I don't like Rudius, couldn't do it. Tell him to watch Mob Psycho. Mob Psycho's a good one for sure. The quintessential quintuplets. I mean, you could isekai into quintessential quintuplets, but the thing is, you're not the MC. The thing is, there are 4 other sisters that did not get chosen by the MC. So if you have a thing for one of them, I guess if you're a kid, go for it. I'd rather join Overlord or ReZero. Why? Like, you do realize both of those worlds are horrendous to live in, right? What's an isekai? Transported to another world. I like that makes sense and learn new perspectives. Awesome. Star Trek will probably be the... Okay, so I'm not a Star Trek expert. So, like, why would you go to Star Trek exactly? I mean, to go into space? I mean, okay, that'd be valid. Well, what choice do I have? To join... You're choosing between Overlord and ReZero. There's literally, are you going for an adventure where you could die, but you get cool powers? Are you looking to be a maid under Lord Ainz because you're not going to be one of his butlers, or one of his NPCs? It's a spin-off called Last Ark. I feel like I missed the first half of that comment. Okay, so if you want an adventure, the thing is, if you're willing to die for that adventure, you can pretty much do whatever you want. It's just some are not going to be worth it. Probably one where I get a baddie. I'm sorry, but there is no isekai. There's no world where you isekai, you're going to get a baddie. I'm sorry, man. It's not meant to be. Darling in the Franxx because of the mechs. I mean, I dropped Darling in the Franxx pretty quickly. If you're talking about like how the mechs are operated, dude, you need to go outside, man. If you were isekai, what cheat ability and why? How did it help you on a random anime? Wait, I'm so confused. That's you watch from your life. It can be a slice of life. So I get to choose a random power. Here's the thing: if I'm getting isekai'd, I'm probably going somewhere very comfortable, very cozy. Like I am choosing like. Either like The most adventurous place I would go is campfire cooking because maybe like I befriend Mukoda and like get his cooking occasionally, and I'm just like a merchant in a town, and I don't know, maybe I'll be a blacksmith or something. Uh, don't you want to be powerful? Not really. I just want to be happy. Power is completely irrelevant to my happiness. And usually, if I have some obscene, crazy power, that would require me to be in an anime with a lot of risk. So, like, oh, you want to learn Ki in Dragon Ball, the Chakra in Naruto, Nen in Hunter x Hunter? I don't want to. I just want to be happy, man. I just want to be happy. I ran out of isekai ideas. I mean, there's plenty of isekais. And here's the thing: you don't have to even pick an isekai story to get isekai'd into. You could literally just pick any world. You can choose where you go. It doesn't have to be an isekai anime. You do realize to get isekai'd into Angel Beats, you would have to die, and then after that, once you come to terms with your death, you move on. So you just come back here. Not to mention, if you have any power, you're most likely going to be targeted by exactly. I want cozy. I want happy. I don't need powers. Do I have to pick from these? No. I literally just picked random random anime verses that people would recognize to put up on the green screen. So when people are scrolling by on the TikTok, they see something visual that could, get them to stop. Thank you for the Rose anime. I appreciate that. Would you rather be protected by Sukuna or Luffy? Probably Luffy, I would imagine. Well, who's picking Sukuna there? Beast Stars, and I would... Okay, you know what? Sometimes the stuff I read on here makes me question, why am I here? Jesus, my God. I'm going to pretend I didn't read that. You choose Ippo? I mean, Ippo is valid. You can go be you're either going to be some regular dude or a boxer, I guess. Thank you, money, or, money symbol for the rose. I appreciate that. Isekai into Oron High School, drop out and go home. I mean, you can pick it. You can literally pick any high school and just be a dropout if you want to. Still need to get a job, though. Unless it's a world that's like highly advanced and you don't really need to work. Kim Possible. Why would you choose Kim Possible? Because you're not Kim Possible. You're not Ron Stoppable. You're just some guy. Or some girl or whatever. And there's constantly all these things going on. Alien invasions, random villains doing shenanigans. Seems like a headache to me. I do boxing already. I'll just get that anime montage. If you're already a boxer and you want to go into Ippo, makes sense to me. Isekai into Cyberpunk? Okay, I've only seen the first episode of Cyberpunk. Why would you do that? It doesn't seem like a very happy place. Also, anime. Thank you for the heart. I appreciate it. Teen Titans. These aren't safe places. You're not going to be a Teen Titan. You're just a random guy going through all this stuff. Because why not? I mean, hey, if you want to go to Cyberpunk, who's stopping you? It's just, damn. Did you really just say Warhammer 40? You said Warhammer 40k twice. You're really choosing the most dark, depraved, one of the most gruesome storylines out there. Warhammer. Okay. Genius. Now, you think AOT is bad? Warhammer, oh my goodness. Nah. I think Warhammer's the darkest one you guys have picked so far. That's madness. God of High School? I hope you're good at martial arts because you're probably getting folded. You're watching Naruto Shippuden right now in its peak. I'm glad you're enjoying it, terrific. Isekai is transported to another world. What if you're Robin? The thing is you're not. I said you got isekai'd, that you're transported to another world. Doesn't mean you become somebody else. This isn't a I never said reincarnation. I never said you become the MC. I said you get isekai'd. So you're not. I'd live in Bleach as a human. You could. You could isekai into Bleach and just be a regular person. You might not run into any Soul Reapers, though. It'd just be like a regular town. As much as I'd want to pilot a Gundam, I would not want to deal with the... Exactly. Okay, you get to pilot a giant mech. Sounds cool until you have to go out to war and probably get blown up. Not exactly fun. Are you going to rewatch One Piece when Wix puts out the remake? So, The One Piece, yes, I will watch The One Piece. Made in Abyss, I don't know why people are picking that. One Piece Easy Me and Nami, there's no guarantee you're getting anybody. I'm sorry. Would go to reincarnate as a slime. Everyone who gets isekai into that world gets a unique skill. True, you could acquire a unique skill. No guarantee what it ends up being. Usually they're pretty good though. What about Rising of a Shield Hero? I would not isekai there. I would not isekai there. Do you know how? Nah, that world is full of problems. That world is full of problems. Hard pass. What world would I pick to be isekai'd? Probably if somewhere between like a casual romance series, maybe like the Ice Guy and his cool female colleague, because you have all these people with different supernatural powers that aren't like fighting each other. So you have like one guy who like whenever he experiences strong emotion freezes things. You have Phoenix people. You have like all these really interesting, diverse groups of people, but it's also very cozy, very very wholesome. Or if I want to get like adventurous, maybe campfire cooking. In the GTA universe where healthcare is $100 and you can't die. You know there's such a thing as free healthcare, right? Thank you, Ozzy, for the heart. And thank you, Anime Toga, for the rose. I appreciate that. Black Clover, I mean, good luck with all the fighting and the war and the death, but okay. So some other people have said JoJo's as well. I don't get why you would do that. Because you're going to be a regular Joe, and there's going to be someone with a stand doing crazy things. You might just be a victim of a serial killer. You never know. Thank you for the follow, bro. For better and worse. I mean, for better and worse. Okay, here's an interesting question. What anime will I want to be isekai'd 2 years before the plot, and you have a chance to change a random event, so I can butterfly effect it? What verse would I go back in time to 2 years before it starts? It does, okay, that doesn't really change anything for me specifically. Because for me, my goal, if I am going to another world, I want wholesome, I want relaxing, I want comfy, I want cozy. I don't need any crazy powers. So, my pick is still going to be something along the lines of campfire cooking to Ice Guy and his cool female colleague. Or some other cozy, wholesome romance, regardless of my influence on the plot, because that's the life I want. Food Wars is chill. Yeah, but the thing is, you go to Food Wars, you're either going to be some random, like a regular person in the world, which is perfectly fine. You could just be a regular Joe. And where if people eat really tasty food, their clothes explode. If that's your thing. Or you're a chef, I guess, if that's the route you want to go down. Give me Dark Souls. Okay. I mean, it's not as bad as Warhammer, but Dark Souls is pretty bad. The worst is One Punch Man. I would not pick One Punch Man. I would not pick One Punch Man because monster invasions, global threats constantly. Your house is always getting destroyed. Like, nah. Way too much of a headache. Food Wars is just Hell's Kitchen, but for teens. I mean, the thing is, I think they're pretty different. But also the clothes exploding. I don't want to go into a world where my clothes are constantly exploding. Would you pick Promised Neverland? I haven't seen Promised Neverland. Dr. Stone and me and Senku are the best buddies. I mean, here's the thing. You go into Dr. Stone. What if you go into Dr. Stone episode 1 and you get petrified and turn to stone, and then you're just like at the bottom of the ocean somewhere? You're just a statue. Like, oh well, you're stuck until someone saves you. If you know it, I could survive in the world of the 3-body problem. I mean, I'm familiar with the 3-body problem, but is there a story based on it? Slime? Okay, so you're going to go to Tempest, I assume. A lot of people are saying Tempest, which I get. Has its pros and cons, definitely. I'm currently watching right now, and I'm on the Clear Moonlit Dusk. Don't know what that is, but glad you're chilling. Mushoku Tensei? No, I'm not doing Mushoku Tensei. Hard pass on that. You're adding onto my Gundam comment, even if you are the protagonist, most of them are teenagers. Sure, the situation isn't quite Evangelion level, but that doesn't negate the mechanical warfare. Yeah, if you're in a Gundam anime, you're probably fighting something and probably gonna die. So I'm a spider. Oh, you're a spider, so what? Read the novels. I think it's the worst of the worst. Even if you reincarnate OP or not, you'll just die. That's the plot. I haven't seen it. I know what it is. I haven't read it. Just dying doesn't sound like a very good plot. But I think Warhammer is still worse. Let's be honest. The two universes that I really want are Tokyo Revengers and Death Note. Why? Why like either of those? So yes, you go to Pokemon, you could have Pokemon pets, absolutely. I think Pokemon makes sense. You just have to deal with the occasional, global threat, which, probably Ash will just save the day like he normally does. You don't even have to be part of it. You can literally just chill in the background and try not to die. I have no mouth and I must scream is light work. Haven't seen it. So which isekai would I live in? Anything like Ice Guy and his cool female colleague, or any generic, cozy, wholesome romance series, or campfire cooking if I'm feeling adventurous. Pokemon is just chill. It usually is. It usually is. You might occasionally have to deal with Team Rocket, or Team Magma, or Team Aqua, or your villain of the day kind of people. Pokemon poachers, all that good stuff. And, if some Pokemon god wakes up on the wrong side of the bed and wants to destroy all time and space, you might have some problems. Saw the first episode of Mob Psycho. Kind of reminds me of an anime Ghostbusters. I haven't seen a Ghostbusters. Is there a Ghostbusters anime? I have not seen a Ghostbusters anime. Yeah, some Pokemon just kidnap people. Yeah, that'll happen sometimes. I have a Drifloon and carry away your kid. Yeah, you could literally just lose your kid to a random Drifloon. That could happen. Just, you know what? It's one of the trade-offs of the Pokemon world, What do I think of Pokemon Go Legend ZA? Would I change anything? Yes, it's too handholdy. It's too handholdy. Too many mandatory slow-paced tutorials. I'm thinking Danganronpa, because it depends on if I'm in the school. Here's the thing. If you get isekai'd into Danganronpa and you are in the school, good luck. Good luck to you. There's a Ghostbusters cartoon from the mid-late... wait. I remember it. Yes, it was good. I remember it now. Best possible world to be put in is the Animal Crossing. Yeah, you know what? No one has picked Animal Crossing. Not one person has picked Animal Crossing yet. You could do that. Do I think you can be Do you think you can be an anime men? I don't know what you mean. Like, can you elaborate on what you mean? Looney Tunes? Yeah, you could go into Looney. Well, not sure if I want to go into Looney Tunes. That's a bit too chaotic for me. Yeah, you could pick Stardew Valley. Absolutely. I think Castlevania would be tragic. Yeah, no one's picked Castlevania yet. Best anime are the fluffy ones like Clear Moonlit Dusk, Komi Can't Communicate. Haven't seen those yet. Give me some time. I'm working my way through my list right now. Blood Sea, haven't seen. Isn't Blood Sea vampires? I haven't seen that. Isn't that vampires? I wouldn't want to be a vampire. Have I seen Sea God's Game We Play? Oh, God's Game We Play. I think I dropped that one. If I remember correctly, I think I dropped it. I have a question. What will happen if a person does not have a name in Death Note? What if his parents did not give him a name legally? So if it's like some random person, so like technically, is it possible for somebody to not have a name? I guess you could. Because usually if someone is abandoned by their parents, they're taken in by an orphanage or like, childcare services or something. So unless it's literally some random baby on the street who is never given a name, which like even... someone's gonna name them something. Like even if they're like, so like either they're going to be left to their own devices as a baby and they're going to die, or someone's going to actually take the time to raise that child. Well or not, they're going to have a name. Speed Grapher low key. I have not seen Speed Grapher. Could I recommend a beginner anime? So here's the thing. There's no such thing. I know that's going to bother people. I'm just going to pick something like Bakuman. I'm gonna pick Bakuman because it's cozy, it's short, it's wholesome, it's got like good drama, it's got good romance. It's an anime about making anime. So if you're trying to get into anime, what better way to do it? Why Tokyo Revengers and Death Note? Because I love the chaotic stuff and they're my favorite. I mean, the thing is, you might not be anywhere near the. I mean, you might not be directly affected by it, I guess, potentially. Because, like, you could go if you want to. It's just life. Full Metal Alchemist would specifically after the ending. So Full Metal Alchemist after the ending, I would get it. I would understand. I think that's fine. There's still going to be like wars and stuff. There's still going to be issues, but at least you can learn alchemy, which is fun. Put me in Barney's World. I'm as safe as it gets. I haven't seen Barney's World. So Fragrant Flower, again, peaceful high school romance, perfectly safe place. Couple of annoying kids in the background, but that's everywhere. Opinion on Parasite, I think it's fantastic. I haven't seen Bungo Stray Dogs. Just imagine joining Toman and being friends with Mikey. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I am not joining a street gang. I'm gonna pass. Did I read what I placed in the gaming channel? There's no rush. I'm just curious. I think I may have. I'm pretty sure I've read everything that's posted in the Discord right now. It's just I'm about to be actually, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Normally we stream 5 days a week on Twitch. I'm going back to my cousin's house tomorrow. I'm going to be at my cousin's house tomorrow, so we're not going to be able to dual stream. I'm going to have to be streaming on a single platform for the next week. But once I get back next week, we'll resume all normal schedules, Twitch and otherwise. Tokyo Ghoul is the best place to get isekai'd. All right, so regarding your question, I also don't have any money at all, like zero, like no money for new games. Like that's just, I have no money. What do I think about Vagabond? I haven't read it. I just haven't seen it. Hold on, low-key Pandora Hearts. I haven't played it. I've heard good things. So I'll just say cool. Because I just don't know enough to expand on that comment. Opinion on being put in K-On! I would not go to K-On! I could not stand K-On! I know it's a cozy world. I know it's safe. I can't watch it. I can't watch it. High School DxD, yeah, no. I know what you're thinking. Stop it. Mushoku Tensei, what do I think? I'm not going. I'm not going. I'll hard pass for me. If you got isekai'd into an isekai world, you'd be isekai'd again? I mean, okay. So, are you saying I'm just going to die immediately? Is that what you're suggesting? I think I'd be safe. I want to get isekai'd into AOT. No, you don't. No, you're just trying to sound cool, but no. How you doing, JG? Bocchi's World would be a vibe. I still haven't seen Bocchi's World. Or was it, Bocchi the Rock? I haven't seen Bocchi the Rock yet. Eminence and Shadow didn't like it at all. I'm not going. I'm not going. You can go if you want to, but I'm definitely not. Exactly. Anyone who says AOT doesn't actually mean it. No one actually means it. Do I get the power factor of the world? So yes. You don't get to pick your race, but if it's like, if every person in the world could learn alchemy or magic or nen or whatever, if it's something that everybody in the world has access to it, then you get it by default. You are not going to be the only powerless person in that storyline. So like if you're in Dragon Ball, you can learn ki if you want to. Axel World? I'm not picking Axel World. Like, not worth it to me. Way too much drama. But no quirk. So here's the thing. If you go to MHA, then there's an 80% chance you get a random quirk. You do not get to choose your quirk because in MHA, 20% of people have no quirk, and it's also random at birth. So that's just how it's going to be. You can try MHA if you want to, but there's no guarantees. What we thinking about Undead Unluck? I haven't seen it yet. Seems fun, but like you're not going to be either of those two characters. So I don't think it'd be that safe. Did I already tell us which universe I'd get? Yes, I did multiple times. I've already said some generic romance, Isekai, My Love Story, whatever, anything like that, or Campfire Cooking. Imagine it in the worst case scenario where a baby wasn't named. What will the Shinigami Eyes even do? So, like, here's the thing. If hypothetically there is a person in the Death Note world who genuinely has no name, then it simply would not work because there is no name. But because of the extraordinary circumstances required to make that actually happen, it probably wouldn't statistically happen. Kingdom Hearts game. I mean, a lot of people have played Kingdom Hearts. I simply haven't. It seems cool. I don't think it's gonna be that safe though. Johan has a name, but nobody knows it. Here's the thing. If someone's in Death Note, for example, and you have the Shinigami Eyes, then you can see whatever name they were given, and you can just kill them. So there's that. But I also if you go into Death Note, there's no guarantee you would have a Death Note. You'd probably just be some random guy doing his thing. Most common alias probably. I feel like I missed the first half of that comment. What about AOT after the rumbling? I'm still not going to AOT. I'm not going to AOT pre-rumbling, during rumbling, post-rumbling. I'm not going. I'm not going. Way too much drama. Things have not settled down there. Like, it's not like they've ushered in an era of peace. It's not like it's peaceful now. After the rumbling, there was still... Exactly, there's still conflict. It's just things have, like... It's different. I'm not going there. AOT after the rumbling is just real life. No, well, here's the thing. It's... Well... Technically, because real life also has conflict. Like, we have war. We have wars going on right now. They've died down, but still, yeah, I'm still not going. I'm going to go to an anime that's closest to real life. I mean, honestly, why would you do that? Because real life has a whole bunch of issues. So if you're going to go to something similar to real life, at least pick a world where a lot of the current issues that we have are not a thing, or much less of a thing. So, like, less racism, less war, less poverty, less all the... We can just go to a happier place. What about Digimon? Digimon is not safe. Digimon is simply not safe. Also, I would not even get to have a Digimon because in the Digimon universe, when you are an adult, and like when you're an adult, or when your potential becomes limited, it's how it's phrased in the story. The Digimon goes back to the digital world. So I wouldn't even be allowed to have a Digimon. So, what about being isekai into Snow White with red hair? Sure, I'd do it. I mean, I don't know where I'd end up, though. I could just be like some random citizen in the country. I would just be doing my thing. Isekai me into Black Clover. I know I'm getting the 4-leaf. You might not. You might not even get a grimoire, because not everybody in Black Clover gets a grimoire. You might get nothing. At least I don't think everybody gets a grimoire. Or is that just Asta? I think everyone actually may get a grimoire. No guarantee what you get though. Yeah, I was just fact checking myself. It was just Asta. But yeah. There's no guarantee what you're gonna get though. What would you do with the Death Note? I would burn it. I don't think the Death Note should exist. And what about the Ancient Mage's Bride? The Ancient Mage's Bride seems like a cool world until you think about all, like, look, there's dragons, there's demons, there's monsters, there's other things. Like, it's not, like, there's a lot of cool things, there's also a lot of bad things. So, like, I don't want to end up in some situation, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd rather choose a safer romance route. So, like, Metabots, Metabots is valid. That's a valid pick because then you could potentially get a robot, like just a really cool battle robot. And you know what? Yeah, that's probably one of the better picks. Fairy Tale, not worth it for me. Yes, you can learn magic. I'm not dealing with all that other stuff. I mean, I guess nah, even now. Nah, I'm not choosing Fairy Tale. Bofuri, I'm not choosing Bofuri. I thought the series was also kind of bad. I didn't think it was that good. Uh, yeah, it's there's just there's options similar to Bofuri that are just more enjoyable to me, I think. Getting isekai into any multiplayer game like Roblox or VR chat would be terrifying. Yes. Yeah, I'm not going there. I'm out. No way. If I had to kill or revive one person a day, would I rather take a life or a death note? If I had to kill or revive, if I had to choose between killing someone every day or reviving someone every day, I'm reviving one person a day. Log Horizon, I'm not. Look, I love Log Horizon more than most people. I really do. I'm not choosing that. I'm not, because like that comes with a lot of downsides as well. Because most people there are miserable, they're depressed, they feel trapped. It's quite complicated. Like everyone's just trying to get back home. Put me in the area, the aria of the animation. Haven't seen it. I don't know what that is. Have I seen Beastars? I've seen one episode. In the Saga of Tanya the Evil. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not going anywhere near that. Thoughts on Blue Exorcist? It's good at the start. I don't like where it goes. I don't like the newer seasons. To be fact, if I got isekai to AOT, I can actually survive to be isekai'd. It can be a random time, so by coincidence, I can just catch a pig and stop the whole plot altogether. I mean, if you want to stop all the events that unfold in the entire series of AOT, you could try for that. I wouldn't bet on it. Aria, the animation is a very feel-good slice of life. Good to know. Good to know. Eminence of Shadow, I did not like it at all. I do not. Shangri-La would be the best with games like that. You know what? Like, Shangri-La is literally just a full dive game. It is literally just a full dive game. So it's a normal world with high-tech video games. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Which is more active, the YouTube chat or the Twitch chat? The YouTube chat has not been normal for the last 6.5 weeks, 7 weeks. I don't know what happened. I just don't. So pretty much by default, TikTok until YouTube stops like hiding my streams and my content from my audience. Shangri-La does sound pretty good. It does. I think it would be a fair pick. Put me in the Beyblade Metal Fusion world. I mean, Beyblade's pretty much the normal world with just really cool Beyblades, right? So, fair enough. 100 girlfriends? Yeah, no. I mean, 100 girlfriends is, again, just a regular, like, aside from that one thing, it's pretty much just the regular world. So, there's no guaranteeing you're getting any girlfriends, by the way. How about Plunderer? I have not seen it. Have not seen it. The whole point of AOT is that fate is inescapable and can't be changed. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm one to challenge fate. Put me in high school DxD, you're not going, because I know the kind of person you are. You're not allowed. Thoughts on JoJo's? I like JoJo's, for the most part. Put me in the Rosario Vampire. So here's the thing. You can go to a world where there's baddies. There's no guarantee you're getting a single baddie, by the way. SS is about breaking fate. I just don't like the concept of fate, really. Then again, I also believe that there's no freedom of choice. I guess I'm contradicting myself a little bit. Uncle Terry knows ball. Oh yeah, that Uncle Terry. Yes, they do. Kami-sama Kiss, I have not seen it yet. As much as I love JoJo's, I would not like to live there. Neither would I. And I like JoJo's as well, so I totally understand. Food Wars. I'm sorry, the food looks cool. I'm not having my clothes constantly explode. Can I get campfire cooking, but can I have the online grocery? So here's the thing. You can get Isekai to campfire cooking. I do not guarantee what powers you get. Because that would be like, if you could control the powers you get upon going to that verse, then it makes it a lot easier. People are going to pick the same stuff. If you don't know what to expect and you're just going to be a random person in that world, and you have to think through your choices more. But you could just go to that world if you want to and see if you get a cool power. The worst isekai would be Dragon Ball. So here's the thing. If you're just a regular human in Dragon Ball, keep in mind, Yamcha is a regular human. Tien, Chaozu, Krillin, these are all humans. And for the most part, you will either not be directly involved in the conflict, but you'll still die in the background, or you would be involved in the conflict, and then you would die, but ultimately you'd get brought back to life anyway. Which do you think is better, AOT or Code Geass? I like Code Geass's writing more. I found AOT more fun-ish. Well, fun, I don't think fun's the right word. In Dragon Ball, they can just erase your existence on a whim. I mean, technically, Zeno could do it, Beerus could do it, there's a few characters who could do it, but the odds of that happening, not very likely. Pokemon only correct answer? I mean, the thing is, no. There's plenty of correct answers. And even then, Pokemon has its downsides. But you could go be a Pokemon trainer if you want to, if that's what you want, or a Pokemon breeder, or like, you know, be a cook, or what, really any kind of job, just with Pokemon, if you want to. How about no game, no life? Can you actually get baddies? I mean, there's baddies in every verse, I guess. I just don't care for the baddies. The thing is, guys, you get transport to another world, you don't suddenly get charisma stats that you don't have. If you can't even talk to someone here, you're not suddenly going to gain the power to like charm people in another world. So hope you have some level of charisma. Have I seen UQ Holder? I have not. Isn't there an Isekai Dragon Ball manga where the guy comes back as Yamcha? Not that I have seen. Tokyo Ghoul so safe? Yeah, who's picking Tokyo Ghoul? Let's be real. Can I get Shangri-La Frontier World so I can play better VR and play? Yeah, you absolutely could. You absolutely could. You could go play Shangri-La Frontier, 100%. And because you're not trapped in a virtual world, you could log off if you want to. You're not stuck there. Pokemon novels and even Game Freak acknowledge that the Pokemon is hella dark. So yes, the Pokemon anime and the Pokemon, like, novels are just not the same thing. Like, you would have to specify, because Pokemon can actually be very dark. Most isekais suck. .hack, .sign would... So here's the thing. I would disagree depending on the context of what you are saying. If you mean that most isekais would not be safe to live in, okay. If you're saying most isekais are terrible quality, I could name many good isekais. Now, I don't know why you would live in the .hack verse, but okay. Would I rather be isekai'd into JJK or The Rumbling? JJK. That's pretty easy. Slime is chill. Slime is sometimes chill, sometimes really not. 91 Days, I haven't seen it. Isekai to ReZero and swap spots with Subaru. Here's the thing, you don't get to do that. You could choose ReZero if you want to. There's no guarantee you'll even meet Subaru. You might just get insta-killed by somebody. I pick .hack as I'm insane. Okay, you know what? You admit you're completely, psychotic. You just want to live in that world. Okay, you know what? You do you. You're just, all right. Because, guys, .hack is like the original got trapped in a video game, I think. Like, that's like the pre-SAO stuff. Like, that's the origin of, like, the video game genre, I think, is, like, the .hack series. Whoever said 91 Days knows ball. A lot of people, I've heard that name quite a few times. I just haven't seen it. I'm on Fishman Island in One Piece, and I was wondering, you said the other day, the 5 elders weren't the highest form of government, so who is then? That would be spoilers. So Nolan, if you want me to respond to that, it would be spoilers and quite. Sime, let's be careful. That is spoilers. I want them to be sure that they want a spoiler before I give it to them. Would you rather isekai into the I already answered that one. Sorry. Oh wait, into Berserk, Golden Age arc, or JJK Shibuya. So here's the thing. Shibuya arc. Isekai into Demon Slayer before Muzan. I'm still like. I mean, then that's just the regular world, I guess. Yeah, here's the thing. Yes, they asked for it, but sometimes when people ask a question, they don't realize what they're asking for. Sometimes they don't know what they're asking for, because that's like pretty heavy spoilers. Like the highest authority in One Piece, that's a pretty heavy spoiler if you're not up to date. I thought this prompt was only isekai. So no, when I said get isekai into any verse, I literally mean you get to pick any verse. Like you get to choose where you get isekai to. Any. Doesn't it? If I can go anywhere, I'd go to Pokemon or Digimon. So Pokemon is a common answer. Digimon, look, I love Digimon with all my heart. I really do. But I'm not going because digital world, hard pass. The real world where I can't have a Digimon because I'm an adult. You know you can't have a Digimon as an adult, right? Like you can't. You can't. So you don't need charisma if you're just good at games. So yeah, the more of a game addict or nerd you are, the more baddies you might pull in No Game, No Life. Yeah, still sounds like a waste of time to me. But again, it's your free. You can isekai wherever you want, man. That just seems like a huge waste of time. I'd rather go to a place where there's good food. Why is Food Wars here? Because I said you could get isekai into any anime. And there's people out there who like food a lot, like me. I will go anywhere if there's like a... you can convince me to go to another world for a sandwich, probably. So why is higher authority that high... who is higher authority than the elders? Fine. Spoiler warning for like... Wait, when did they get introduced? Dressrosa, Wano. Spoiler warning for like... I think it's after Wano where they were first introduced. Anyways, spoiler warning for all of One Piece. The highest authority is Emu. The king of the world. The secret ruler of the world. How about Tengen... Oh, and Whole Cake? Okay, I forgot exactly when they got introduced. Would the isekai be random so you could be put in the middle of the ocean and in the sky? So here's the thing. You will isekai into the world and not instantly plummet to your death or drown, but you will not inherently... Like, you're not some other character, you are you. And you do not get some like unique ability unless that's how that world is dictated. So like if you isekai into MHA, there's an 80% chance that you get a quirk. There's also a 20% chance you get nothing. But if you go into like Naruto, where every person has chakra, yes, you could learn chakra. But like you're not going to get the Sharingan because you're not necessarily going to isekai as an Uchiha, right? So there's a degree of randomness. Let's see. Neon Genesis Evangelion. I don't know why you're choosing that, but okay. Sounds like you're gonna die. Got any good isekai recommendations? Digimon. I would highly recommend getting into the Digimon franchise. Easy choice. I'm going to Dragon Ball, but I'll hunt down Goku and make him train me. As a regular person, I mean, technically, humans can get stronger in Dragon Ball. Like, you could learn ki and fly and stuff. I doubt he's going to pay attention to you, though. Could you take stuff with you? I'm going to assume no, to keep things fair. You could keep whatever you're physically carrying on you. What is an isekai? Transported to another world. Food Wars and start a harem all the baddies. You guys really, really are obsessed with your baddies. I don't know, man. I don't know. What about being isekai'd in the avatar and you get your own ability? So, like, if you isekai into Avatar, depending on like where you get isekai to, you could learn a bending. You could learn like air bending, water bending, earth bending, but like it's random. What kind of bender do you end up being? Like you won't know till you get there. I think Goku's chill enough to train a random Joe, but the thing is, think about where Goku is in his journey and where he is physically located. Like half the time he's on Beerus' planet, he's seeing his family, he's flying around, battling intergalactic threats. So like you're probably never gonna find him. And even if you did, he's not gonna have time to like train you. Especially as a regular guy who has like no sign of like significant potential, unless you're like Oob level, where like you're strong enough to be worth his time. Out of all of them, it's Food Wars because you don't have to worry about dying otherwise fairy tale. I mean, there are plenty of series. There's thousands of series that are perfectly safe and happy and wholesome, and there's good food. The food might not be as good as Food Wars, but there's good stuff. Either way, each bending is OP. I mean, yes, you could make any of the bending ridiculously powerful. No. So here's the thing. Having some visual examples on the green screen for TikTok, it just allows people to like, it catches people's eyes as they're scrolling through. Because if you have nothing on your stream to get people to stop, then you're not going to get any views on TikTok. You need something that's going to catch people. And because we're just hanging out talking, I need some sort of visual stuff. Dungeon Meshi. Dungeon Meshi is valid. You might die, though, but it's worth it. I'm going into Demon Slayer, and I'll become the next Sun Breather. No guarantee that that's going to happen, but you can sure as hell try. I wonder what those monsters taste like. I guess you'll find out. If isekai'd into one like a romance with same map, could I be isekai'd into another country not Japan? I mean, I did say the world, right? So technically, yes. Japan is just where the story takes place. You could leave that country. High School DxD and High School of the Dead, there's something really wrong with you. Send me to Steel Ball Run. I don't know how bad that is yet, but it is JoJo, so I'm going to assume it's pretty bad. Are the Digimon movies good? Yes. Yes, they are. And some of them, depending on how, like, if you finish the main Digimon timeline, your heart will be crushed and you will not be the same person afterwards. How about Dragon Maid? I mean, yeah, you could pick Dragon Maid. I guess. It is chill. There are dragons, but like, there's no guarantee you're getting a Dragon Maid, though. Mario Odyssey, if I can have the ship to travel. You could try and get the ship. I don't guarantee you're going to get it, though. Like, good luck with it. You could try and steal it. I feel like romance animes are too boring. I'd rather be a Marine in One Piece, even though I'd be fodder. So my life goal is to be happy. And I do not need the constant looming of death over my head. So I'm going to choose peaceful. Seven Deadly Sins? I'm not going to Seven Deadly Sins. Definitely hard pass. I'm not doing that. I'm not. Nope. Not doing it. Especially with my favorite character not being that. No, not doing it. High School DxD manga? Definitely not. No. If you say DxD, I already know what kind of person you are. If you say DxD, I already know what's going through your mind. Maji or Black Clover? Neither of which are okay. They're cool worlds. They are interesting worlds. I'm not going to either. And also, how much time do I have? Okay, wait. I need 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. Damn. Okay, so I have about 10 minutes left in the stream, guys. Just a heads up. I have 10 minutes left in the stream. So remember to join the Discord, follow on Twitch, do all those things, okay? All right, let's keep going. Send me to the Culling Games as a normal human. Okay, you just want to die. Isekai to Cowboy Bebop. I have not seen Cowboy Bebop. I'm not sure how good of an idea that is, but okay. Ain't no way anyone would want to be isekai'd into Dandadan. Someone said Dandadan at the start of the stream. Someone said Dandadan. And, like, I wouldn't. I might go to Mushoku Tensei. I would not go there either. I'm a hard pass, and not just because of Rudius. Like, I may not have to ever deal with Rudius. I'm still not going. Bioshock before the collapse. I still have to play Bioshock. Neon Genesis. Why Neon Genesis though? You're probably going to die, or you're just gonna be some random person. AOT, yeah, you're not choosing AOT. Let's be real. Tokyo Ghoul, it would be a foul one to get Isekai. Yeah, we're not going to Tokyo Ghoul either. Hard pass. What's wrong with Seven Deadly Sins? Isn't it just one area with all the drama? No. No, it's not one area with all the drama. It is all the areas with all the drama. There is no safe place in Seven Deadly Sins. There isn't. Also depends where in the story you're at, but no. No. Nuh-uh. Or ReZero as a regular human and nothing special. I mean, here's the thing. ReZero, yeah, you could go be a regular person, but a lot of really bad stuff happens all over the place. I'm not going there. Warhammer, I already said earlier because someone else said Warhammer. No, that's like the worst place you could go. Infinitely hard pass. Would it be bad to be isekai into Mashal? I mean, the thing is with Mashal, I'd say the biggest problem there is if you don't have inherently powerful magic, you're going to be discriminated against. It's pretty much like Black Clover. Like, actually, it's worse than Black Clover because, like, if your magic is like not like is too low or non-existent, you're like more than an inferior race. Like, you could get executed for some in some places. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Ippo, I mean, yeah, you could go be a boxer, or you could just be a regular person. You could literally just be a random person in Ippo who goes to watch the fights. What's with Magic Maker? I have not seen Magic Maker. Genuinely a shonen about escaping Jeffrey's... Okay, God, no. Not reading that. If you're magicless... So yes, but the thing is, if you get isekai'd into a world of your choice, there is no guarantee in what you are getting. And the fact that there's that entire world, or most of the world, is very discriminatory, not really my vibe. There's better choices. I would want to train with them with who? Oh geez. I always like the look and feel of the Zelda Wind Waker. I have not played Zelda Wind Waker, actually. Thousand Sunny? Yeah, I'm not going to the Thousand Sunny either. Because, one, you isekai into One Piece, there's no guarantee where you're gonna end up. You might end up as, like, a slave. You might end up getting murdered. You might end up as some fodder getting killed because of a skirmish going on. I'm not going. Isekai to Haikyuu? I mean, okay, so if you isekai into Haikyuu, same situation as Ippo. You could go be a volleyball player, or you could literally go anywhere else in that world and just do your thing, because it's really just a sports anime. So it's a regular world with no supernatural powers or anything. So yeah, you could go be a volleyball player. Assassination Classroom, hard pass. Yeah, I'm not doing that either, because, as I mentioned earlier, you're not the first person to pick this. You're either getting trained to kill people. I am also not I'm not a 12-year-old. I'm not a kid. You teach people how to kill people. You're also, if you're just some random person in the world of Assassination Classroom, then you have the threat of the world being destroyed. So yeah, I'm not doing that. Cowboy Bebop, I haven't seen it yet. How you doing, Busumamu? How you doing? I heard ReZero has some cool powers. It does, but there's no guarantee you're gonna get one. You might just be killed immediately. You could learn... I think you could learn magic, though. You could learn magic, though. Isekai Spy Family. I mean, again, Spy Family. What's your role in that? Because you're not going to be Lloyd. You're not going to be Anya. You're not going to be any of them. You're literally going to be some random person in Spy Family. Like, are you going to be Tanya's classmate? Anya's classmate? Are you going to be a spy? Are you just like some guy from, I don't know, You can just, yeah, you could pick that, I guess. Pokemon is best. Pokemon, I have mixed feelings. I think it's good. I think it has a lot of perks. I think the perks tend to outweigh the downsides. What about Eminence and Shadow? I do not like it. I'm not going. I did not like the series at all. What if we meet Aqua on her way to Isekai? Aqua. Who's Aqua? What about Eminence? Yeah, I already read that one. Elden. You're not going to Elden Ring. You're not going to AOT. You're not going to Warhammer 40k. Just be honest with yourself. Come on. What would happen if Naruto had Boruto's powers? Would it break the internet or would it just be lame? So here's the thing. I don't read Blue Vortex. I don't know what's going on. I have a very, very basic understanding of some of the things that Boruto could do. Nowhere near all of it. I could not tell you. Simple fact. I just would not be able to answer your question because I don't know. Isekai into AOT as a pastor. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. As a pastor who preaches about the walls. Those guys are super annoying. What if I joined Naruto in childhood and became their best friend? So you isekai into Naruto, there's no guarantee where you end up. You might end up as an Uchiha that gets slaughtered. You might end up in a completely different village. You might end up as one of Orochimaru's experiments. There's no guarantee what's going to happen to you. One of Boruto's moves can literally delete a planet. Again, people, look, I ignore the power scalers because they don't usually know what they're talking about. What I'm going to do is when Blue Vortex comes out, I will watch the series and I'll see for myself what it's like, how good it is. Because I watched the original Boruto. I watched it so far. Didn't like it, but I watched it. And I'll watch Blue Vortex when it comes out. So here's the thing. I said that you could not choose where you end up. So when you isekai into a world, you cannot choose the perks that you get, right? Because if you have that freedom to control exactly all the details, that makes making a choice a lot easier, and you're going to have like a million people picking the exact same thing. So when you know there's the risk of not knowing what you're going to end up with, people need to think through their choices a lot more, despite the fact that you see people picking Warhammer 40k for some reason. One Punch Man is another easy choice. Yeah, no. One Punch Man is not it. No. Absolutely hard pass. But let it be us who chooses which place and timeline. So here's the thing. We could arrange it so that if you pick a world to get isekai into, chat would decide where you go. Now, unfortunately, I have to go in 2 minutes, so there's not really enough time to make that kind of a swap. But like in future live streams where we're deciding, people are picking where they want to go or what they want to do, but the chat decides the downsides or the consequences, then by all means, go ahead. So Warhammer 40k is a goated pick for other questions. If you're picking a world to get transported into, Warhammer 40k is not the move. 100 girlfriends, no. I'm not choosing that. Keep your live on while you're gone so chat can still chat. So here's the thing. If chat wants to continue to chat, join the Discord server. I'm trying to grow the Discord. So hop in there. The most active people in my chat are usually on Discord. So pop in there. I'm pretty active in there too. Just go ahead and do that. Is there a specific time you stream so I can join? So here's the thing. I will say 2 things. My normal stream schedule. I stream on Twitch 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday from 10 to noon Eastern Standard. For YouTube and TikTok, the thing is, these streams do not make me any money. Outside of when people donate gifts, like we got some gifts today, thank you very much, guys. Outside of those gifts, I'm not making much money at all. So I need to focus on my actual jobs that are paying me. So I pretty much do these streams when I have time to do it, which is why it's not exactly set in stone. That's really why I can't say, oh, I'll be live at this time on these days for YouTube and TikTok. Especially since I already stream 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. Like, I can't fully commit 4 or 5 hours of streaming a day when it's not paying me to do it, right? So that's just life. That's just how it is. Bleach because I'm just curious what it feels like to be killed by a spirit. Okay, so you're just going to go in there to die. Got it. And we'll say 60 more seconds, so like last minute, then I gotta go. You're watching One Piece, very nice. Isekai means transported to another world. Could you give me a few isekais? Digimon, ReZero, Log Horizon, reincarnated as a slime. That should keep you busy. What time is it? It is 5 p.m. and I still need to go to the gym. Have I seen Project Arms? I have not. Would I choose AOT or Berserk? Probably, damn. Probably AOT, I guess. Horimiya. Horimiya is a pretty safe bet. It's just a high school romance. Can't really go wrong with that. Goblin Slayer. Okay. Not sure what your intentions are picking Goblin Slayer, but okay. Okay. Guys, I do have to wrap it up. I do have to get going. So, I love your content. Thank you. I'll wrap it up here. Tomorrow's live stream. Tomorrow's live stream will be in the afternoon at my cousin's house. It will not be here. It'll be at my cousin's house.